Okay, so what's this brilliant song by Kiza all about? Hideaway. Such a great song. There's a story inside there, and we're going to explain everything here about what this brilliant song by Kiza, Hideaway, is about. Okay, so we'll start off with it's actually about uh, the head of McDonald's, head of the banks, head of the schools, head of the car companies, very powerful people. Hideaway. Hideaway is about very powerful people, and it's about a guy called Judd who is being chosen to be the A group for America. That means the dad for America. So Keys' brilliant song Hideaway is actually a song about the dad of America, who is a fake, by the way, and we'll find out more in a minute. So Judd Charlton, Northern Irish, it will he is what you call a punk, and very aggressive, lots of cutting, and a whole load more, and it's just very disturbing what you're going to hear now. Okay, so Judd, he has a sister called Jessie, and Jessie is a lovely girl. I've known her all my life. I've looked after her. She's like my brother. I was actually adopted by Jessie's mum, Val. And also Val's best mate, Carol, is my mum too. They're both my mums. And uh, Judd, Val looked after me. Carol looked after me when we were younger. They were both working together, Val and Carol, our parents. And me and Jessie, we had to look after each other because we were being beaten up, or Jessie was being beaten up by her brother, Judd. Now, why is he beating her up? Why was he being so horrid to her? And the times that she had were utterly, utterly atrocious. He treated her so bad. She was only 5 or 6 years old. Judd was about 7, and I was about 8. And then actually, Judd, when he was 8 years old, he murdered a 9-year-old boy. Okay, in the swimming pool. All right, he's the A group. He's the dad to America. Okay, so there's a song by Madness called "You're an Embarrassment." It's about Judd Charlton and how he killed a 9-year-old at the Lido in Hampstead, a swimming pool. All right. Now Judd is a punk. Okay, so he's groomed to be a punk actually by his elder sister Margarita, who is a rancid woman. She hates everyone. She's always a loner, and she's never really seen outside of the darkness. She's never out and about like everyone else is. This woman is extremely basically she's half dead, right? So Margarita groomed Judd into killing a 9-year-old boy. Right now, this is the beginning of this story. Okay, so prior to that, just prior to this murder, the punks are led actually by the Dark Indians, the corner shops. Yes, they are. Right, the punks are actually an upper class group. Yes, they are, and the public school and punks are killing the middle and working classes. The punks don't even know this, but certainly Sid Vicious and Judd know this, and they are good friends. Okay, so punks stands for piss, Punk. So previously to this murder of a 9-year-old boy in a swimming pool, killed by Judd, drowned. Judd drowned him. Judd was only 8 years old himself. He drowned a random boy that he doesn't even know had done nothing to Judd at all, and he drowned him. Okay, now the Madness know about this. The band Madness know about this evil and sickening murder. Pointless, completely pointless, right? And very ruthless. And Madness called him an embarrassment. But the problem is Judd has been chosen to be dad of England, the world actually, America especially. He's a dad to America. So let's learn more about Judd and decide whether we want him to be your dad, our dad, my dad too. I say no from a long, long time ago. Okay, so Judd's superior is a guy called Jay. Jay is a dark Indian, and he heads all the chicken shops. You know, your KFC shops and your subsidiary chicken shops. They are run by the dark Indians, and they are also heading and commanding what the punks should be doing. All right. Now, no, it doesn't look like that, but that's how it is. This is the MI5 information. You'd be a bit stupid. Sorry, you'd be a bit wrong to dismiss this. Okay, and it would be a big error as well. Okay, so before Judd killed a 9-year-old, Jay, who's Judd's superior, is a dark Indian, headed the chicken shops and dark Indians and all psychiatry and your corner shops and grocery shops in America. All right, so before he killed a 9-year-old, Jay, who's Judd's superior, Jay was living in my house, right? And he raided our house. We couldn't get rid of him. We were trying to get rid of the guy, but he wouldn't leave. All right, so he broke into our house as well, and then took a room, and then wouldn't leave. And then my mum was working day and night, and we were stuck, right? We were stuck, and also he kept secret, so he didn't tell anyone really what he was up to. So he managed to sustain his fucking room there, right? Now, while my mum was away, he knows he was now looking after me. I'm a 5-year-old boy. All right, now he's sexually abusing me. He's a homosexual paedophile, Jay. All right, so your dad to America, Judd, is led by a homosexual paedophile with boys of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old boys. All right, and no girls allowed. And he's constantly oral sexing 69 anal women and attempting anal sex. All right, and I said no to anal sex, and I begged him not to do that, and he tried to rape me. I begged him for actually months, and I kept saying no. Right now, he also begged for piss sex. Now, I was horrified when he said this because my dad is actually King John, right? And he is a saint, right? And I love John. I love him. And what Jay was asking, he was asking me for piss sex. I was 6 years old, and I begged him to go away. I said no, right, sternly, firmly, and I said no to him, and he wouldn't take no as an answer. He refused to take no as an answer, and he kept begging for piss sex as well as oral sex with me. I'm 6 years old. He's 50 years old, and he was begging for piss sex. Now, I kept saying no. He begged for this nearly every other day. You know, he would, be very adamant in trying to get me to say yes. And I kept saying no to him. And he kept asking for about a period of over a year. Right? And I always said no to him over 30, 40 times. And he kept asking piss sex, when we're going to do piss sex. And I said, no, forget it. You know, I'm a young kid. I'm not interested in what is that piss sex? He wants to drink piss, he says. Well, I said no. Right? Firmly, I said no. Up to 30 times, I said no. Right? And then he forced this onto me because he's extremely violent. He's a homosexual violent sex type of guy. So you have sex and violence all mixed in together. That's this type of guy. That's his type of sex from this type of homosexual. So sex and violence is very much part of his game, as it were. Right now, I refused piss sex for 30 times, and for one whole year I refused this. But then he was so violent with me, throwing cricket bats at my head, threatening to stab my mum in front of me, and he was extremely aggressive. He never was a calm guy. He was always extremely violent. It was like Vietnam in our house. So when I said no, this is what occurred next. Vietnam in our house, right? He was upset that he couldn't get his piss sex, right? And I didn't want to do it with him. I said no to him. I was only 6 years old, and he's a heavyweight boxer, right? So it's very hard, and he was 50 years old and constantly telling me he's going to kill me anytime soon. He told me that he was going to kill me pretty much every other day. So that's terrifying if you're a kid, all right? Now left on your own with this guy who mum is working full-time job day and night. She's back out at 10:30. It's not her fault. I don't blame her for any of this. She brought money in to keep us alive. All right, so this is really good. All right, now, so I said no to Jay, who headed the punks, by the way, and then he forced this onto me after a year of saying no to him. I couldn't do anything about it. All right, so this is what he wanted, and I had to do it, or else he's going to stab my mum or kill me. All right, so now they create a group, the upper classes create a group called PISS UNK. PISS UNK. He's talking about the middle and working classes are being called PISS because he forced a piss sex attack on me that I had to say eventually I had to come to. I had to succumb to. All right. So, and then they created this group, the upper classes. Jay is the upper classes, not an upper class himself, but he's a dark Indian. The dark Indians are chosen by the upper classes because they're exceptionally dull, and the upper classes want to dullify the middle and working classes, who are a little bit too spurious and wonderful. All right, and the upper classes hate this, right? So now the upper classes then did this piss sex attack. After a year, I said, and I kept saying no, and the extreme force and aggression, very intimidating if you're a little boy. And then they created their group, Punks, Punk. P is the piss attack. This is Judd. This is Jay. I said no to piss attack. It should say no punks. That's the truth. Instead, they're called the punks when it should be called no punks. Okay? All right. So now this punks group are actually led by Sid Vicious. Okay, so he drinks piss from little boys that say no constantly to him, and he forces it by raising his fist, and he's a heavyweight boxer, and the boy is only 6 years old, 7 years old. All right, so Judd is now, if you like, with Sid Vicious, but both those two are head of the punk movement. Sid Vicious is a secret friend of Judd. It's a secret because Judd is actually the real Jack the Ripper too. So Sid Vicious has a lot to hide, and he has a lot to worry about as well from now on. Right? So the Judd, after this piss attack, then goes and starts attacking the second middle and working class people. And then he drowns a 9-year-old boy. All right, so the group that should be called No Punks, they are actually now called Punks, which is a fake group. There's no such thing as punks. There's no such thing as a piss sex to me. It was forced on me, and that's illegal, and they've cheated. So the group should be called No Punks, all dead. Okay? All doing something else instead. Instead, now they're fake. So now we've got a group called the Punks that are around, who are pissing on the middle and working class people, even though the head of the middle and working class people, the king, said no. Over a year they said no. And that was televised, my friend, filmed, and there's proof and evidence of this. For a year he kept asking, and I said no. Right, so then soon after, Judd killed a 9-year-old in a swimming pool. In a swimming pool, lots of water. All right, now they're con artists. Now, what happens next is Judd kills this 9-year-old and he gets away with it because it's a random murder. And then at home, so I know Judd, and at home in his house, he's now attacking his sister, Jessie, because Jessie knows he's killed a 9-year-old, and he's telling Jessie to shut the fuck up and never talk about it, and he's bullying her stupid and telling her not to go to the police or their parents. So Jessie now is getting bullied every day. She's in tears. She's on the floor getting beaten up, and I'm coming round to her house every day to see if she's all right. And then I'm having to pull her away from him, and I'm basically looking after her throughout her whole childhood. I'm her big brother. Right, so you know the Channel 4 program Big Brother is actually about me, and I'm Jessie's big brother that looked after her, who was getting very attacked because she was being attacked by the head of the punks. All right, so punks are killing the second middle and working classes. Never forget that the punks are created by the upper classes, a piss sex attack to the middle and working classes. Middle and working classes clearly said no. So Judd, whose superior is Jay, who's drinking piss, forcing this onto little boys. Well, all of the videos of me saying no for about a year, where he was asking me twice a week, and I begged him to stop asking me that stupid fucking thing now, right? And I got really pissed off. You know, I tried to run away from home twice at that point too. All right, so they were videoing it. Yeah, that's right. The punks were videoing him, demanding and begging. He was begging like a corner shop guy he is, for piss sex, so he can humiliate the queen. All right. So now they got videos of this. They were videoing it all. And then they got these videos at 18 Southcote Road in Tufnell Park, London. That house created the rap world. RAP, RAP. They are also the punks. Punks and rap are the upper classes, killing the middle and working classes, especially the fashion world, university world, music, dance, politics, art, and the witness. I'm a witness. Katy Perry's tour is called the Witness Tour. It's all about this and me and us and all of America and what America's dad is doing to the middle and working classes. Let's not forget that America is the middle and working classes mostly. Okay, so they're all under attack by America's dad, who is actually Judd. His superior is Jay, that loves to drink piss, a punk. Me refusing to do piss sex and adamantly too is all being filmed, right? And they've got these hundreds of videos. Still, they've got them right now in 2025 at 18 Southcote Road that created the rap world to kill the middle and working classes in a piss attack that was forced on me. I said no for a whole year, just like anyone else would. An absolutely horrendous idea. Okay, so Jay, who's the head of the corner shops and your chicken shops, and he's working with a younger guy called Judd, who's actually 9 years old at this time. And Jay does this piss sex attack that no one wants, but he forces it on us with violence, heavyweight boxer, my friend. He terrified me, and I thought I was going to die so many times. And I was only 6 years old, a victim of hardcore domestic violence. So now let's ask ourselves, where does this piss sex come from? We know it's the Dark Indians, but what the fuck's all that about? Right? Where does the piss sex suddenly come from? Well, now let's ask Cambridge University. They might know, because they're well to do, well read. They know the world that we're living in, and they don't hide. They don't ignore or censor, if you know what I mean. Cambridge University will be able to tell us everything about this piss sex coming from the Dark Indians. Okay, so let's ask Cambridge University. All right, so they say that actually these Dark Indians are known for drinking piss, eating shit, and female menstrual blood for decades. And they mix it in a bowl and then consume this, eat it, and they do this regularly. That's your chicken shops and your Dark Indians, and then they became the punks. And then they're forcing this piss sex I utterly refused so many times. Can't even count, but the period was about a year. So technically, you can just go to the Cambridge University Press, publications and books, and do your own research that on open source information, which Cambridge University is famous for. And at Oxford University is what you call closed source information, a closed source education. That means it's very narrowing. You'll never learn the world that we're living in while studying at Oxford. Whereas Cambridge is open source education. And it's there you'll learn a lot more about the Dark Indians drinking piss, eating shit, and eating female menstrual blood. And it's because they hate the world that we're living in. They hate everyone, God, the university, music, dance, politics, art and fashion, and especially women. This Dark Indians chicken shops group is a gay community, or the bad side of the gay community, and they're drinking piss, eating shit, and female menstrual blood because they hate the girls, the women. This piss sex attack is actually your corner shops and your grocery shops in America, and all your Dark Indians in the hospitals. Okay, not all the Dark Indians, but most of them. Some of these Dark Indians aren't a piss sex attack, but most of them are. Okay. So my sister Jessie is a wonderful girl. I mean, she's just so cool. no one dislikes her. She's very popular. But Judd was threatening to kill her because Judd killed a 9-year-old. He's a punk. And some people knew that Judd had killed this young boy for no reason. And they're punks, you see. The Judd is a punk. And now he's attacking Jessie, his younger sister, beating her up every day so that she doesn't tell the police or their parents. So Jessie, my sister, I had to look after her, keep that monster away from her, who was beating her up, and she was crying every day. I had to look after her. I looked after her. I'm her older brother. We are big brother. It's a fact. At Oxford University, a closed source information shop is also head of the social services and child protection services and councils, and they are a piss attack. They are punks. That kid said no. The truth is that group are called no punks. Okay, that's the truth. Their group are called no punks. Instead, they're a fake group that call themselves punks, where there is no real piss sex. Okay, unless you're a heavyweight boxer with a 6-year-old, where things can be very, very different with a whole lot of aggression from the 50-year-old, death threats to me, my mum, and my dad. So when you see these dark Indian chicken shops and in the hospitals in America and the grocery shops, well, they're actually here because of a heavyweight boxer that are torturing a little boy. We don't want these freaks in our country, and definitely not. Corner shops and dark Indian chicken shops, they did this piss sex that I couldn't say no to, and if I said no, they were going to kill me. I believed them. So then now the punks are created. All right, so, and then Judd, he's about 8 years old. I'm about 7 years old. I've been forced to do this piss sex only once. And, he then, now Judd, he knows about this. I don't know how he knows about it. It's because he's working with Jay, his superior, who's the head of the punks. Actually, Jay is the dark Indian corner shops and chicken shops, and they head the punk movement. Sid Vicious is headed by your chicken shops and subsidiary of KFC. So the truth about this piss sex and their punks group, well, punks is a fake group, isn't it? It's completely fake. There was no piss sex. I said no for a year. A year. He asked me twice a week. Begged me. I said no. Sternly and adamantly. Even so, they then go on and then call them punks, when really the truth is they are what you call a no punks allowed group. No punks allowed. That means I said no to punks. That means there should be no punk movement that attacks and kills the middle and working classes for their superiors, the upper classes. Actually, the punks are a private school boys movement, a homosexual group, a paedophile group as well. No girls allowed. That's who they are. All right. Now, the truth is there was no piss sex, so they should be called no punks allowed. And that's the truth. We need to get rid of all punks. I said no to them. I said no to them adamantly, repeatedly. So why are there punks around? Why? So they're a monster group, and they're attacking innocent people, doing monstrous stuff so that they can just kill the whole country is what they're planning to do. That's why they're begging for piss sex, so that they can go and destroy the country, because they're monsters from a long time ago. These chicken shops, dark Indians, and their psychiatry too. The psychiatry doctors, not all of them, but most of them. They're from the upper classes, the punks. Right, now, punks are running child protection services, and then they're stealing the kids off their mum after saying that she's piss. So punks are stealing hundreds of kids off their mothers every fucking week in a piss sex attack actually organised by Jay that went to Oxford University, and at Oxford University runs child protection services, and they're pissing on Britain, actually the second and middle and working classes. So Judd, who is the head of the punks with Sid Vicious, their superior is Jay, a piss sex attack to the middle and working classes, an attack by the upper classes. Okay, and that Jay is wanking in front of little boys aged 7, and Sid Vicious and this Jay are homosexual paedophiles, no question. All right, and they've also now become the EU, which is actually led by 15 gay paedophiles, the anti-art movement, and they're pissing on Europe and the world, America and Russia. The EU is pissing on the world, America and Russia too. This piss attack done by Jay and his younger version, Judd, who calls himself the A group and the dad to everyone. He is the head of psychiatry. So the head of psychiatry is actually the EU, and a piss attack to the middle and working classes. And currently in Blackpool, they've placed Judd, the piss sex attack people, have placed in Dr. Desai, who's actually head of the corner shops, and they're the chicken shops, and they're pissing on everyone, and they're trying to kill me. He's wanted for murder, Dr. Desai. He attempted to kill me a few months ago. And many agencies were aware of this, and soon he'll be in Broadmoor. This punk movement that's led by the Dark Indians and actually the chicken shops and their piss attack to the middle and working classes, well, they run the Law Society. That's correct. The punks head the Law Society. Don't forget that the punks are run by the upper classes, and they are the Law Society and most of the doctors out there. They're pissing on people. They're punks. They are GPs. Pee-wee-wee-wee-wee, drinking loads of wee-wee, female menstrual blood, eating lots of shit. How disgusting for England that it's turned into something like this. So Judd, whose superior is Jay, a piss sex attack, and as a group, they're the punks. Judd then kills a 9-year-old at a swimming pool, drowns him. Judd is only 8 years old himself. His superior is Jay, the head of the punks, the Dark Indian and chicken shops, right? And they've drowned a 9-year-old boy for no reason at all, because he was middle and working class. Judd and the punks are the upper class piss sex attack. The group that should never existed. If they do, it's an ego, and that ego is non-logistical and completely fake. Now, so that Judd is now an older guy, about 50 something, and he's a head of psychiatry because he was made the dad to nearly the whole world. Yet he's a fake, he's an ego or non-logistical bullshit, all right, based on extreme violence to little, very, very young kids that are petrified of them. All right, now, Judd is now made the head of psychiatry. Judd is the head of psychiatry, a piss attack to everyone else. All right, and that psychiatry are also all these Dark Indians and chicken shops, and then they're planning to skip all the middle and working classes. And Dr. Desai in psychiatry has attempted to murder me. He's trying to skip me. Repeat, Dr. Desai is desperately trying to skip me, kill me. He's attempted murder, and he's also involved in a couple of murders, if not more, in Blackpool, and he's wanted by the police. He's on the wanted list of British police, and soon he'll be in prison, and that's a fact. At Judd's house, where my sister Jessie was living, Jessie's mum Val, well, she's like my mum, you know. They kind of adopted me as well as my mum Carol. So Val's daughter Jessie is my sister, and she was being very attacked by Judd, who is her brother, and Judd is attacking Jessie because Jessie knows he's murdered a 9-year-old, and Judd is telling them not to call the police or tell their mum. Right, so Jessie grows up, and when she's at school, she has a Jamaican boyfriend, a really cool guy. He's quite tall and a big guy, and he can't stand Judd. Well, Judd absolutely hates the Jamaicans. They're the Dark Indian chicken shops and the psychiatry and the punks. They hate Irish people. So many people, we'll talk about it in a minute, but they hate Irish people and Jamaicans. And Jessie went out with a Jamaican guy, her boyfriend's Jamaican guy, and he says, well, he doesn't like Judd, and he knows he's the A group, and that he's a fucking heavy, hardcore liar, right? And that this piss attack is also to the Jamaican people trying to zero them, actually by the chicken shops and the dark Indians that are using guns too. They killed Anne Bowman, Rachel Nickel, Maddie McCann, all the Nottingham murders, the Southport murders. It's all actually psychiatry and a piss attack, and they're the skip. They've stolen the internet and the computer companies off the real authors of the internet and electronic companies, and the chicken shops now own it, the dark Indians, and they're pissing on everyone. They've got this strange ultra ego that is completely non-logistical, and now they're skipping England and America. Dr. Desire Psychiatry is one of them doing that. A nurse called Mono on this ward, and he is also in the psychiatry group, a piss attack to the middle and working classes, and he's telling me in code that they're going to poison me or kill me. So I won't sit with this guy anymore. My poor sister, who was brutally treated by Judd, who killed a 9-year-old. Now Jesse's boyfriend, a really cool Jamaican guy, he says a whole lot of stuff, but he wants to deal with this guy Judd. He's the A group. He calls himself the dad to everyone, Judd, right? And he owns and runs, and he's led by the dark Indian corner shops and the chicken shops and psychiatry. They also own McDonald's, all the schools, all the train services, and also all the ATM bank machines as well. So what is the brilliant song Hideaway by Kaiser about? Okay, well, it's actually a true story, and it's about this story. Poor Jessie got a hiding. She got beaten up only because she knew that her brother had killed a 9-year-old, and Judd is trying to cover his tracks by beating her up daily. And my poor sister was in tears, and I had to look after her throughout my whole childhood and her childhood. I was her big brother, and we are Channel 4 Big Brother. All right, so the Kaiser song Hideaway is about Jessie's story, okay, and how she was beaten up by her brother, who is actually the dad to America. Judd is the dad to America. He's a fake ego, non-logistical, and actually President Bush is playing Judd's part too. Looks nothing like Bush, Judd. Bush acts nothing like Judd. Judd is a huge monster. However, Bush is following him and supports him, and I don't know what he does to him. Maybe he sucks his cock too. Probably does. And when Judd decides to have a wee, there's Bush. He's drinking the whole lot. Later on in life, I have a girlfriend. I go to summer camps, Easter camps, and I met an Irish girl, really cool. We get on so well. She's called Becky. All right, and actually, my dad is a king. He's actually King John, and he's also St. John's Ambulance Services. And Becky, my girlfriend, is now my wife. Keezer, the brilliant singer Keezer and dance artist, she's playing Becky's part. Becky's got red hair, and Becky is a great girl, fantastic woman. I met her when we were 11, and we started dating when she was about 12. I was about 14, and this was my escape, especially from a gay paedophiles group, punks, the 550 Club, anally raping little boys of 6 years old, trying to rape me too. But I struggled and got away and actually ran away. So when I was at camp, I met Becky. When she was young, I was young too. And when she was about 11, 14, a little bit older from when we first met, we started going out with each other. And the brilliant Keezer is playing Becky's part. Actually, Queen Becky, Queen of America, by the way, and England. Okay, and our relationship was no short of an escape from what was going on by these vicious, evil, salacious punks who love drinking piss, using their biceps to get as much piss as they can because they're heavyweight bodybuilders and boxers. Okay, so Becky, I met her, and now she's the queen. And the brilliant Keezer is playing Becky's part, and Hideaway is actually about Jesse's story and also Becky's America, and also with Becky is a great girl called Nell. Nell is a really good friend of mine. I absolutely adore Nell. I've known her since we were at camp from years ago, and basically became very, very close friends. And we used to sleep together and be together. All of us were really good friends. And then the film in America starring Jodie Foster called Nell is actually about Nell, my friend Nell, and actually Nell Becky, and played by Keezer right now. And together we are what you call an escape from an insane nut house that is full of psychiatrists and punks. Okay, they're all very unwell. They're in the unwell department, actually in a high lockup, because that's where they belong. And instead, and on the other side, there is me, now Becky, and a whole load of others, and we are an escape. And that's what Keys' brilliant song Hideaway is all about. It's our escape. And you'll see in the video, Jesse's boyfriend, the Jamaican guy, quite tall, he is supporting us. He is on our side. He is in our escape group. And we're also counter-attacking the punks, the piss attack that's just killing loads of women because they're calling them piss. The punks are the upper classes. No girls allowed. Not all the upper classes, just the corner of the upper classes that stupidly brought in all the chicken shops. Those people are their dad. Those chicken shops and dark Indians and psychiatry, they are the dad to all the doctors and the upper classes in Britain. Can you believe it? They barely speak English. They're the dullest people on earth. You can't even sell them for 2p, you know. So me and Becky, she's Queen Becky. I did a painting of her, and I'll show it to you later. Also, Keezer, the brilliant Keezer, is playing Queen Becky's part, Queen of America. And actually, we're called the I Group. Okay, the I Group is a witness group. Katy Perry's Witness Tour is about the I Group and Queen Becky and myself. And we're being attacked, right? The I Group is actually the music and dance world. It's also all the universities, politics, art and fashion, and a whole lot more. And we are a witness, and we're called the I Group, and we're all under attack by the corner shops that are the A Group, and they are President Bush. Bush's dad are those chicken shops, those dark Indians, the dullards. They're worth not even a penny on eBay. So you can see that they're non-logistical. These stupid idiots, they call himself the A Group. I mean, that's James Dean, the A Group, for fuck's sake. They're not anything like that. They don't assimilate to American society at all. They're not the A Group. However, they're calling themselves the A Group and the dad to everyone in America. And that's deeply offensive, right? Because the A Group dad is now pissing on America. Right? He's got an ego. He's non-logistical. He's completely fake. The true story is there is a note. There are no punks allowed group. That means they should not have never been born. For instance, where's the evidence that the punks should have been born when the boy was saying no over 30 times? So where's the evidence for a genuine punks group? There is no such thing. All there is fakery, and this group, they're actually no punks allowed group, which is the truth, and that's our reality. And we must make it our reality that we must see nothing but no punks allowed, and when they're there, dismiss them and get rid of them. I'm King John's son, and I was also adopted by Elvis Presley and Marilyn Monroe, and you can see these filthy chicken shops, what they're trying to do, how salacious that is, and behind your back. And then there are a very non-logistical ego that doesn't make any sense. And then they're jumping around, waving their arms, throwing everything at us. All right, so me now and Becky and Jesse is described in the brilliant video by Keezer, Hideaway, and this is our escape. Now, me and my best mate Dallas, we are known as the head of the streets. Okay, so we're the I group. The streets are the I group. We're also the I group is also music, dance, jazz, university, politics, art, and fashion. Okay, and we are the excelled world. You know, the place where that brings the most benefit for all the good people out there who love the benefits of the excelled world, such as the benefit system that supports students. Also, people out there who are unemployed need to be supported rather than die starving. All right, so you're not starving because of the I group that brings in all those benefits for you. All right, to the A group, they're paying the A group all their benefits. However, the A group is attacking the I group in a piss attack and killing them as well. So me and Dallas are the head of the streets. It's actually me, Dallas, Keith, and Tremaine Richardson. And Dallas is we're head of the streets, and Keith is mentioned in Taylor Swift's song "Style," which describes my mate Keith, looks like James Dean, and we all hate Judd. We all hate Judd. He's the dad to America. However, we all hate Judd. He's an absolute nightmare, completely non-logistical argument, and he's lost. He lost from the get-go. Yet the ego battles and pries on anyway, and then he's actually skiing downhill for all by himself. So Jesse goes out with a really cool Jamaican guy who absolutely hates Judd, and he punches the wall really hard, and he wants that to be Judd's fucking face, right? And he smashes the wall. This Jamaican guy, fucking livid with anger that they've been attacked by a piss attack by a complete dullard, who is headed by the corner shops, the chicken shops, for fuck's sake. Complete dullards. I mean, you couldn't get more lousy than these people. They couldn't care less about England. Why are they here? Actually, to piss on the middle and working classes. They've been sent by the upper classes. Actually, the fox hunting community. Yes, the fox hunting community have brought in dark Indians, chicken shops, and their psychiatry, the upper classes, a lot of the doctors and the lawyers out there. All right, so me and Dallas, we're the head of the streets, and then also the brilliant Prince is playing my part too, and his song "Purple Rain" is actually what we need to do. Now, I'm King John's son, and I've got several purple feathers. Right, a purple star is basically when you've had your life threatened. Now, when you've been in a war and you somebody's attempted to kill you, you've now got what you call a license, a military license. It's called Purple Star, and this is what Prince's song "Purple Rain" is all about. And when somebody's tried to kill you, you're allowed to go and kill someone back. All right. So Purple Rain is a true story. It's a reality show. We've been pissed on, and as Americans, we have a purple star. Do you understand? Every American has a purple star, and you can kill that enemy back and not go to prison. We're in the military. That's what military is. It's a purple star. So as fans of music and Kiza, we are what you call, we all have a purple star. Certainly Kiza has a purple star. We'll talk about that in a minute because she's been attacked and she has the right to kill someone back. And this is what Prince's brilliant song "Purple Rain" is all about, because America is under a grievous attack actually by those effing chicken shops, their psychiatry, the worst side of the gay community, and these dark Indians. And then they're the dad to President Bush and all his followers. Okay? And they are trying to kill the music and dance world, the witness group, the universities, the politics, art and fashion world. Okay, and so in response, the I group, which is actually a purple star, right? You're allowed to attack back for the military, protect yourself. You will not go to prison because you've got a purple feather, which is actually a purple star used by the American military. Me and Dallas, Keith and Tremaine, we're actually head of the streets. Tremaine is a Richardson's gang, and this is described in a few films. We'll talk about that later, but gang films, and the streets were street gangs, and we got a purple star. That means we can kill our enemy and not go to prison in Operation Recovery, which is also recognised by the FBI police and the British Met Police as well. So Operation Recovery has a purple star. Anyone attacking us, try to attack us, try to kill us, we're allowed to try and kill them back and never go to prison for that in our operation, recognised by the British police and FBI, Operation Recovery. Operation Recovery is run by King of England and America and Russia and Europe. Okay, so my dad is actually King John and his brother is King Ben, and both of them adopted me. John and Ben are both knights. They're knights, okay, real knights. John and Ben are of the lineage of Richard III. They're royals. And John and Ben are both knights, and they made me the head of the T group. Okay, that means I'm the head of the witness group, music and dance, universities, politics, art and fashion, and more. Now, they made me the head of the T group, and I'm also a knight too. And I'm married to Queen Becky, who's been played by the brilliant Keezer. And this is our escape. And anyone who attacks us, well, they're basically finished. And this is our country. It's definitely not theirs. So the enemy, which is the A group, they call themselves the A group. Right, chicken shop workers are the A group. Really? Wow. You got a wild imagination. Right, now the dark Indian psychiatry, the dullards, highly uneducated, non-medics as well. They're calling themselves the A group. Now, this A group is actually led by the upper classes, and they are, how do I put it? They are led by Morocco. Morocco is the head of the upper classes, actually. Actually, Morocco is the biggest gay community in the world. So the upper classes can't get enough of Morocco. All right, so Morocco is doing this piss attack to kill the middle and working classes. All right, so now I'm also adopted by Elvis Presley, Elvis and Marilyn Monroe. Elvis was China's number one. He was Buddhist number one. And today, Kim Jong-un is actually playing my part. That's correct. He's a very strict, disciplined guy, and he's modelled on me because I'm Elvis Presley's son, and Elvis was China's number one. All right, and now we know that Morocco is attacking the king in a piss attack. Now Kim Jong-un has got long-range missiles aimed at Morocco, anything they do. And we know that the upper classes are threatening a second COVID. So Kim Jong-un has his finger very close to his button, and that long-range missile, he doesn't have to move. Kim Jong-un will destroy all of Morocco in seconds. Morocco, a country, you need a microscope to see it, okay? So easily gone. And that's the piss attack. They're the punks. Morocco's the head of the punk people. Actually, Morocco is led by Central Africa, the men there, and that the punks are Africans. They want to turn the whole of England and America completely black. That's the goal of Judd, Jay, and Sid Vicious, to turn everyone African because they're middle and working classes. Don't forget that the punks are the upper classes. So now Kim Jong-un is ready to blow up Morocco anytime they send out a second virus, which they are threatening. That Morocco is also trying to skip Europe and America, and that Morocco is also is actually the secret head of the EU. So the EU is actually led by Africans because Morocco is in Africa. And their boyfriend is all of Africa, the men that is, not the women. Right, so we'll talk more about it in a minute. Morocco is actually planning a second COVID right now. They've actually got a disease made. It's just a question of when they release it. They always release it in China. All right, so now Buddhists and Kim Jong-un is sick of COVID and the 5 million that died, and they blame the Chinese. Kim Jong-un has his finger 2 inches closer to the button that can destroy Morocco that created COVID and promises yet another virus very soon. So that's the end of Morocco, my friends, and the head of the punks. gone. So the dark Indian corner shops and the chicken shops are actually psychiatry, a piss attack to the I group, that's the witness, and that the T, sorry, and that the T group is under attack by piss attack. Actually, the A group are doing that piss attack, and the A group includes African men, and the dark Indian corner shops and the chicken shops, and this A group, African men, are pissing and trying to skip the T group that also includes African women. So African women are under attack by the African men, and that the African men are pissing on the women, African women. Now, how dare they, right? So the African women are in the T group, and we're all under attack by the A group that are the chicken shops. That I don't know why they call themselves the A group. Does anyone else know why? Help! You know, they're the A group. Yeah, more like they're the A Twitch show. More like a Twitch show. That's who they are. And we are. Queen Becky is my wife, and Keza is playing Becky's part, and we're also Katy Perry's Wide Awake tour, and also her Witness tour. As you can see, I'm a witness to a horrendous crime, a miscarriage of justice by an ego that is completely non-logistical, thick as a bone, nothing but a Twitch show. They are the A group that is a Twitch show. So Judd, that killed a 9-year-old, is then attacking his younger sister Jessie, that is also part of Keeza's escape. And her song Hideaway is actually about how Jessie was beaten up and given a really bad hiding by a child killer because Jessie knows who killed that child, and Judd is trying to suppress the information. All right, so Judd and Julian's dad, Judd and Jesse's dad, and also that he's my dad, is a guy called Julian, and he's part of the Monty Pythons. So he's good friends with Terry Gilliam, John Cleese, and Terry Jones. Julian is a filmmaker. Right, now Julian has a Filipino wife, and also in about 2005, I also had a girlfriend, Maria. She was Filipino. We were very good friends, and then we became lovers. And she knows I'm a Buddhist. Also, when I was kicked out of England by the A group, category A prisoners as well, who are the 550 Club, homosexual paedophiles, no girls allowed, and they won't allow me and Becky to live in England, especially me. So I've had to leave England, go to France, and when I was stuck in France, I was really stuck, and I was surrounded by African men, aka punks. And guess what they wanted to do to me, all right? I was very vulnerable out there, and I met a Chinese woman. She was lovely, and she helped me a lot. She showed me the places where I would be safe, all right? And she was brilliant. She has a great sense of humour, and I got on really well with her. She was my girlfriend. Okay, so we are the I group, and we're under attack by these goddamn dark Indian chicken shops. I also had an African girlfriend called Adeniki, and she's a wonderful woman, artist and musician and singer, and she absolutely loved what we were doing, and she doesn't. In no way does she think I deserve to be attacked in a piss attack. She fully supports me. And she's also being attacked in a piss attack by salacious, egotistical, non-logistical people, the A group, that are also African men. So Adeniki is now my girlfriend and wife, and she's a queen now because my dad is King John, and Adeniki is a queen, and we oppose the African men that are killing us. Actually, this piss attack is a murder. Let's ask Anne Bowman, Rachel Nickel, Holly Wells, Jessica Chapman, okay? Natasha Richardson, the brilliant actress, was murdered by Judd, who is in Hollywood as well. He's head of psychiatry, and they're the punks, completely thick as a bone. They are fakery like you've never seen. In the brilliant Keezer's video, music video, Hideaway, you'll see a Jamaican guy that is the boyfriend of Jessie, and also a friend of Queen Becky, who's been played by the brilliant Keezer. And in her video, Hideaway, you'll also see a Filipino woman who represents, the Asian element to our I group that are all under attack by a piss attack from African men, gay community, some of the gay community, psychiatry, dark Indians, and these chicken shops are planning to kill all the Buddhists, all the Filipinos. Actually, these dark Indian corner shops and chicken shops are working with the upper classes that are messing around with big machinery, spending millions on serious machinery explosions, underwater explosions very near Philippines that created then a huge tsunami that killed 15,000 Filipinos, actually killed by punks. So Filipino, you have a lot of money to make taking people, slaves, prisoners, because punks own McDonald's, all the corner shops, schools, train services. Filipinos have a choice and a pick from anyone to get revenge. Okay, you take people and sell them because they're worthless. They killed 15,000 Filipinos because punks are an egotistical, non-logistical fakery. Actually, the real truth is they are a no punks allowed group, exactly as I said. I said no to them for a whole year. That and so many times. That means the group is no punks allowed and that everything else is fakery. And they're not allowed to kill anyone. And if they do, then McDonald's and the punks go to prison. Okay, Filipinos to take them to prison. Any Buddhists out there, any Chinese out there. Okay, that the A group have planted COVID in China to blame China. So now Chinese go and get your debts because they've completely trying to ruin your economy. That's going to ruin international trade. China's going to lose billions when they don't need to. It's fakery, non-logistical rubbish. Now the Chinese need to seek revenge at the punks that are everywhere. So the I group also represents Catholics and Jewish people. That includes Filipinos and also Buddhists and African women and the Chinese. Also, we are Baptist Christians too. Okay, we are the Streets and Purple Rain and Queen Becky and Keezer's Escape. This song Hideaway is actually a theme of an escape, and we're led by Keezer, who's Queen Becky, queen of all the women in America and the world, actually. And our escape is also led by Jamaicans and the Streets and Prince and Purple Rain. And we're a purple feather. We're allowed to attack anyone in any way we like, and we'll never go to prison because we have, the I group has a purple feather. Actually, we've got 3 purple feathers. So the brilliant Keezer in her song Hideaway is playing Queen Becky's part, and my wife Becky, she's Irish, and we're also Nell too, who is British Jewish. She's a wonderful woman now, portrayed in the film Nell played by Jodie Foster.